Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Tabitha. If you are new to this channel, we are going to talk about how much dividends you get when you have 9,000 invested. Is it worth it? Is it bigger than the one that you can get from saving account with your bank? So we're going to look at it today, and I will show you like the whole process and if it's really something that you will want to do, because saving account better than you holding your money in a brokerage account and get that amount of dividend and how much. So if you're new to this channel, subscribe for more videos. So like I said before, we are going to talk about how much dividend do you get when you only have around 10,000 invested in your account with the broker than the saving account. So the thing that we are talking about today is what is dividend and the portfolio, the account that you hold your portfolio in, because they are different type of account. They are cash account, they are registered account, and they also have saving and checking account. So which account do you prefer to put your portfolio in when you're building a passive income? So what strategy are you going to use when you are investing, and what sectors of the economy are you going to invest your money in? Okay, and is it like safe or risky? So the first part is what is dividend. So for people who have been on my channel for a while, so we have been talking about dividend and how it works. So it's basically a sum of money paid regularly. Mostly is paid quarterly, and some companies they pay monthly. So that amount of money that they pay you quarterly for holding shares with a certain company is what they call dividend. Some companies they paid after they get their profit. Some of them they paid from their reserve, if they have money that they reserve in their company for the operation. So they can give you that as a dividend to you as a shareholder. So is that sum of money paid regularly, mostly quarterly, or sometimes they paid monthly to a shareholder? So if you hold shares of a company, you get dividend. The dividend is not entire, it's not like it's not, some companies can pay dividends, some can miss paying dividend. So it depends on like different companies. So there are companies that have never missed paying dividend. There are others that can skip paying dividend depending on their financial status. Okay. So what account will you hold your portfolio in? So what account are you going to hold your portfolio in? So you have to have the goal with the account that you want to invest in. So the goal for this account is passive income. So most of the time you want to hold it for life. As long as you live and you're working, you want to hold this account for life. So if you're holding it for life, there will be a more growth in the future. You will get stuff like capital gain, you will get dividend paid to you. So where will you actually hold it? So the best account that I would recommend is TFSA, because it's tax-free saving account. So the dividend that you will earn in that account will not be taxed. And then the growth that you get from that account, is it capital gain or all those stuff, will not be taxed. So that's the thing. So you choose the account based on the goal. So what is the goal about that money that you're putting in? So the goal for that money is passive income. So the account that would be appropriate is tax-free saving account. So if you're planning to buy your first home, so the account would be different because it's a different situation. So some people who are saving for their first home, before they used to use RRSP. Now, most of them, they're using the new account that is called First Home Saving Account. So it's always different, and it depends on the goal of your account. So passive income, keep it in your TFSA until maybe if you reach the next point is, what are the strategies that you use to invest in this account? So you are building a passive income. So what are some of the opportunities that you want to use for you to grow this account quick? So first of all, the first strategy is a long-term game that you are going in with this account. So which means more than 3 years, right? And for some people, they would keep it for life. So short-term price movement is not going to bother you because you know you're going in for the long term. And again, the companies that you have picked, you know, these companies, they are going to roll for life too. That would be your assumption depending on how your research and your due diligence that you have done based on that company. So you're going long term, so small short term price movements are not going to affect you. In fact, they're going to help you to buy more of the shares. And when you buy more of the shares, you continue to grow dividend. Okay. So another strategy would be the dollar cost average. So in this case, because you're choosing a long-term strategy and this is a passive income and you're not going to sell it, so any short-term price movement is going to be an opportunity for you. So dollar cost average, you will use it here in this case, that if you are invested in a company, like let's say, for example, you are invested in BMO. So if you're invested in BMO and then the price of the share drop, and then you will look at it as an opportunity instead of running away. So you will buy more of that stocks, right? Buy more of that company, you buy more shares of that company, and this will continue to grow your dividend, because the more shares you have, the more dividend you will get. So these things will be, you buy more shares when the price goes down, and the more shares, the more dividend. So these are the two strategies that I apply for this account. It's a long term, so psychologically you will not be affected by a small short-term price movement. And then you take advantage of dollar cost average because your psychology has already been built that these companies are not going anywhere and they're going to continue to do business. And the more the price goes down, that is an opportunity, it's a discount, and you will buy it. Now let's look at which sectors I invest in. So in this case, we are looking at what are these businesses that I believe in, that I think they can build me a passive income account. So first of all, the first one is ETF. So this section of the financial investment, ETF is exchange traded fund stocks. I buy those one because these are crowded fund. So it's one fund make up with different companies. So if one company fails, they will remove that company and replace it with a new one. So in this case, the risk is no risk, is completely lower risk. So you're not going to lose all of a sudden and lose everything, because this ETF is exchange traded fund, which means many companies are involved in one fund, and if one company is not doing well, they will replace it with a new one. Another sector is REIT. So the REIT is real estate investment trust. So this type is that is companies that own real estate, or the companies that they own real estate, or they manage real estate companies. So these companies, they pay dividend monthly. Okay, so some of them are individual companies, others are like fund, which is maybe ETF REITs. So those ones, so these are somehow more riskier than the ETF, because like as individual companies, anything can happen anytime. Maybe the management will not do their work, and maybe there's a product that has really messed up in the market, and people decide now they're not going to buy this stuff, and you might lose. So REITs are more riskier than ETF. The next sector is the bank stocks. So bank stocks are also more riskier than ETF and REITs, because these are also individual companies. Anything can happen with the company and they will close doors. Like for example, in the US, in the first few months, there's some banks that closed down, and which means people had invested in those companies, they lost their money. So, but mostly for Canadian economy, banks are more secured, banks are more regulated, they do not involve in a lot of risky activities. So, and most of the banks here in Canada, they are like the backbone of the economy. So things like TD, CIBC, and all these big banks. So some of them have been here for a while, others have been here for like 200 years and something like that. So that gives you some confidence that if you invest in these companies, you might not lose. So it's 50-50. So it depends on your risk tolerance. Some people don't want to deal with all the single stocks, individual stocks. They invest their money all in ETFs, because that one, they don't need to think about whatever, or maybe do research on individual companies, because it's a fund. Okay. Now let's go to the real issue here, and we calculate the amount of dividend that we actually get. Do you have that patience? Do you have that patience of growing something from zero to something, right? This is what we are testing here in reality, right? So the first ETF that I have here is VDY. .to. The VDY is a company called Vanguard, and it's like exchange traded fund. Is made up of, there are many companies that are involved in this fund. So for me, the amount of money is invested here is $1,000 to $2.75. So that only buys 25 shares, and a share of a VDY is paid 0.15, so which is 15 cents per shares. So do you have the patience to keep buying VDY and think like maybe in the future you're going to earn $1,000? So you can think about that, or maybe there are other quick investment that can give you that return quick. But this is what you get if you have 25 shares of VDY. So that's about $3, $8.55 a month. Okay. So let's see other ETFs that we have in this account. Okay. Other ETFs that we have in this account are, so we have this one called VXEI, not VE. So we have XEI. This one is also S&P 500 and it's part of ETF. So they have many companies that make up this fund. Okay, so having researched how many companies are part of this fund. Okay, and then this one, the amount invested here is $2,407.84. That only buy you 101 shares. This is over time. So you have 101 shares, and one share is 10 cents. Okay, so 101 shares times 10 cents. So how much? 10 cents, 105 cents. So in these shares, you're going to make $10.60 a month. Okay. So now let's go to the next one. So we just try to see whether it's worth it to keep your money in a broker account and invest them in individual stocks or ETF or REITs. So which one will actually help? Which one actually give you more money? Is it a saving account or is it a broker? We are not comparing today, but we're just saying how much you will get when you are invested in a market other than saving account. We all know how much the bank give for a saving account, something to do with 1 point something %. Okay. So here we have REITs, so real estate investment trusts. So this is a Smart Center is our first choice here. So invest 3,700. So one share is 15 cents and 45 something. So in this case, you have 146 shares times 15 cents and 45. Okay. So here in this case, this is the one that actually have the highest earnings, so which is $22.55 a month. So this one actually you cannot really actually push and say, oh, let me make 100 from here. Okay, so this is 146. So if you use the dollar cost average, whenever the price goes down with this rate, you might actually achieve 100 really quick, because this is what you can do. If the price goes down, you can buy more of the shares, and the more shares you have here, the more shares you have here, the more money you will get. Okay. And so the next one is also REIT. And this REIT is the one that actually is involved in urban space real estate. So there are most of them found in Montreal and Toronto. So this one is like called Allied Property. I haven't really put much money in this because it was very expensive. First of all, it was like trading at 37, 40, something like that. It's only now that the price has gone down to $20. So here you have, and even like last week, I bought extra 30 shares of this Allied Property because I was trying to use the dollar cost average, right? But before this, that was after I did the video. Okay. So you have 30 shares here, and 30 shares times 50 cents. Most of the REIT stocks, some of them they just pay 15 cents. So if they pay 15 cents here and you only have 30 shares, because I told you at the beginning this REIT was seriously expensive, so you're getting only $4.50. So we have one last REIT, and this one I added it because I want to use it to get some capital gain from this REIT. So it was one of the REIT that was affected by COVID-19 because they do real estate to cater for the seniors. So when there was COVID-19, some of these places were closed, and which means there were no people paying rent. And if they don't pay rent, so the share price of this company was suffering. It's actually reduced to $10 per share. So in this case, I only have $100 invested in this company, and then one shares is only getting 0.05. I think it's 5 cents, not 15 cents, 5 cents. So 5 cents, you're only getting $45, 45 cents. You only have 9 shares in this company, and 9 shares times 5 cents, you're only getting 0.45. Should we just use our money and leave this idea of passive income, or do we want to have that mindset of creating and growing, right? So let's see how to go. Maybe in 2 months, 3 months time, we can make another video and see how far we have grown from today. So the next one would be now the bank sectors. So how many so this bank sector is like I have only 2 bank stocks that I've invested in pertaining this account, so which is the passive income account alone. Okay, so the passive income account is not the priority, but I'm trying to grow it by side, slowly. So when it becomes the priority, I will actually really grow it fast. So now is here we have Scotiabank, which is only have 1,400. One shares of the Scotiabank is $1.06. So this bank stocks, Scotiabank invests 1,400, and one share of Scotiabank is 1.06, and 19 shares times 1.06. So quarterly you get so Scotiabank is a quarterly dividend, so you get $20 and 14 cents. So divide by $3, so you get $6.70 for monthly. Okay, so that's $20 quarterly and then $6.70 monthly. So the next thing is another bank stocks, and in this case we have Bank of Montreal. So the Bank of Montreal, with this account, how much I've invested in is not much. So I only hold 4 shares of Bank of Montreal. So it's only 500 invested in this account. And 1 shares of Bank of Montreal, how much do they pay? So during the time when this video was made is about $1.47 for Bank of Montreal. So, and this is paid quarterly. So you get 4 payments in a year. So if you have more shares, how much will you make quarterly? So that's the point. So, but there isn't like sometimes like Bank of Montreal is very expensive, and so it will take time for you to grow Bank of Montreal to reach that goal that you want to achieve for passive income. So in this case, you get $5.88 quarterly, so which means $1.96 monthly. So now let's add up all the amount that we were making with different companies, different ETF, individual companies reach. So when you look at this, you have $4 and $5.50, $22.55, $10.60, $3.85, 0 and 45 cents, plus 6.70 and 1.95. So part this before, but now the account is making $50.61 a month in passive income. So as someone who's starting out and maybe having that goal for 10 years or something like that, $50, you're paying your phone bill. You can pay your phone bill monthly without getting it from your income, from your other income. This is the passive income. You can pay your phone bill, especially if you have that plan of $40 a month. Okay, so you can pay your phone bill. So this is the end of the video. If you like the video, please subscribe for more videos, and we are going to make more videos. Thank you for watching.